What's good, Petty versus your co-host Sleep?
Tanya.
Moderator.
Damo.
What's up, y'all? It's Greg.
Yo, this is Clayton.
Ill.
Welcome, Petty.
Super petty.
Can't even start.
Like, I don't understand.
Without
Y'all gotta hear the conversation in the background, but
ridiculous. What happened?
all right. So we start. Y'all know I didn't want to start with this guy, but George Zimmerman. I have no thoughts.
Trash.
Well,
I'll leave the floor open for y'all.
currently in the news, George Zimmerman is suing Trayvon Martin's mother.
For how much money?
The family
100 million.
For how much
for
money?
$100
What?
million.
He is smoking fucking crack.
Is it crack? Is it crack to be smoking?
Right.
It's some other drug.
You're on drugs, right?
Because, yeah, he's definitely on some
So-
other narcotic.
In his claim, he is saying that false evidence was presented against him in
There's a
his
whole
murder
fake
trial.
person.
Oh, person.
So that's pretty much the leg he has to
False
stand
evidence.
on. Yeah, because the initial report after the murder was that Trayvon Martin was on the phone with his then girlfriend, which isn't true. So they're saying that there was another young lady that they then put on the stand to testify against Mr. Zimmerman. Neither here nor there. I really couldn't care if they was lying or not.
He still did the crime.
You still did the crime.
I mean, you chased this boy down.
Right.
Like you were like, what was he the fake?
A fake ass
Vigilante.
He
was a
ass,
vigilante.
fucking
Neighborhood
ass.
watch.
Neighborhood watch.
Sit your ass
And I feel like
down.
he's just a trash ass person for tormenting his family any more than he already has.
Pretty much. This is disgusting.
Honestly,
You should just own up to what you did and just sat there and ate your fucking food.
like New York say.
Pretty much.
Should have sat there and ate your food. I mean, he's trash. He's garbage. I just don't understand.
How no one's
Nobody. We got 300 million people in this country. There's some real hood people out here, real gangsters. Like, I don't understand how nobody's taking this man out yet.
No, we're not saying that.
We don't condone.
We don't
I mean,
condone
I don't
violence.
condone violence.
But
However,
if somebody was.
If he were to slip fall on a night,
into a gunshot or
You
six,
know.
I mean, I
like,
don't think anybody would be mad.
I don't-
But
if that would happen, I
just
wouldn't.
saying.
I wouldn't bat an eye. But he's trash. He's garbage, and
Trash
I wish him nothing but the worst.
Oh, what did Ghost say in that last clip where he said,
Oh,
have
that was
whatever
some
kind of
slick
day
shit.
you're gonna I was like, oh, I'm using that. So yes,
Have
he
whatever
can have whatever kind of day he's gonna have.
Hopefully it's the worst.
And that's that on that.
The worst.
Shout out
Yeah.
to Ghost.
Yeah. Shout out to Ghost.
Anyway,
Who shot Ghost?
moving on from that.
Trash human being.
So, next topic. When you see something, should you say something?
absolutely.
Yes.
Yes.
Well, I guess it depends.
Well, what does that mean?
Depends.
What is it? What's the situation?
All right. Like old girl with this. Where was that?
Because we need
Georgia.
clarity.
Georgia.
The views
With the 19-year-old that was kidnapped in the gas station and people saw it and didn't call the police in regards. That's a situation where you were supposed to do your due diligence.
Okay, so
and
what happened? Who are these people and what happened?
They were bystanders who saw that this girl got kidnapped
Put in the trunk.
and did not call the police right away.
And they seem to
And
put.
this is
put her in the
something
trunk.
that could have possibly saved
Saved
her
the girl's
life.
life.
So if it's a situation like that, you have to do your part. That's just my opinion.
Now, if a situation that's putting your life in jeopardy and you possibly need help or you don't know what to do, maybe you should either seek out someone to see what you should do before making that call, which is understandable because you know you don't want to be put in a situation that may be putting you in harm's way. So I think that's another reason some people don't say stuff.
I mean, if something is so cut and dry as that, you seeing a young girl being put into a trunk, nobody's being put into a trunk for fun and shit and giggles. Like,
And even if that was the case, you should still be.
You should still-
A little weird.
I'm just saying, at the end of the day, I would feel much better if I called the cops and they investigate and be like, oh, they was just fooling around. Oh, okay. Then if 2 days later I turn on Channel 7 News, girl murdered, put into a trunk of a whatever type of car, and you like,
Right.
oh shit, that was the girl I saw get put, and I didn't
say nothing.
Say shit.
But now, so say in a more, not more, but in another bizarre scenario on the flip side, most recently in Dallas, Texas, as a result of, well, not as a result, following the result of the Botham Jean murder trial, where the police officer, she's currently serving, I believe, 5 years for murder. But there was a key witness in that case. He testified. So he saw something, he said something, and
No,
then
he
he was
did.
murdered. So now if you were
Wait, the guy was murdered then?
a key witness in that case, he took the stand, he testified exactly what he
Against
saw top to bottom. I believe he lived on the same floor as the deceased Botham Jean. Took the stand, you know, and I believe a week later, after the trial, he was murdered. So, you know, going back to the question, if you see something, you say something. So for people who may have been in such a situation, is like, say God forbid, you're done the same way, except you don't die. Do you then still, if you see something, say something?
Well, you can still say something. If you see something, say something, just stay anonymous. If you,
I could agree with that 110%.
Yeah.
I mean,
10%.
with that court case, I feel like I would have done the same thing, to be honest. I would have testified as well. Knowing what could happen, or knowing that something like that could happen, where I'm dying, and they could be blaming my murder on fake, imaginary drug dealers. I don't know. But I feel like, for me, I would do that.
The way I see it, I feel like in that situation, I don't feel like I would be mad at you if you didn't. Because I feel like, you know, of course, you know, see something, say something. But if you feel like something's going to happen to you if you do say something.
I don't think.
But that's why we're saying anonymously. Like, you can do it
Yeah, this is an
anonymously.
option.
Like,
Yeah.
you can disappear too.
Yeah, like
But I'm just saying,
The
if we
emergency is
seeing
here.
clear, like you saw them grab this girl, put her in the trunk of a car,
Right. Black and white.
and we just gonna act like this didn't happen. You're gonna continue getting your bonbons
Right,
and
yeah.
your fucking
like
toilet
how do
tissue.
you even like go through your day?
Morally, it's
And,
just
like that's
wrong.
on your mind. Like that's not in the back of your mind. Like, all right, I
That
just
was
seen
sick.
this.
And then she turns up dead.
That was
But
shit.
this-
Like, this is not a situation where she was found alive. The
Right.
girl was found deceased.
Now, this also can lead to another thing. Like, say, for instance, you see something, and instead of saying something, you're just recording it. Because that goes on a lot today. You're not calling the police.
Even
You're just
then, recording it
Is
is
that-
still documentation of what just happened.
Right.
I don't respect people just standing there recording and you're doing nothing
Right.
to assist either.
Mm-hmm.
But damn.
Because I feel like there's like this epidemic of people just recording shit and using it for giggles instead of using it to help.
Of
I don't think
course.
nobody should be giggling at a female being
Beaten
beat up
and,
and then thrown into a trunk.
There's
Yeah.
evil people out there.
But there's some fucked up people,
Some
like
fucked up
Evil
people that
out
have
there.
taken people and thrown them in trunks.
and using it for clout, using it for all types of
Pretty much.
Click.
stupid shit.
Clickbait.
People dumb these days.
Mm-hmm.
I think you should say something. I
I
would
think you
rather
should say
I would
something.
rather say something and be wrong
And it
than
depends on
not
the
say
situation.
something
Save someone's
and then,
life.
and then it
Exactly.
go left. Because that would sit with me, and I would my conscience
Exactly.
would
Right.
eat me
Right.
alive.
Yeah.
I don't want to be known as a shitty person.
Right. Like you saw that?
Because-
Oh yeah,
because
I
now
was
you're
in
a-
the gas
you're a shitty
station.
person.
And what did you do?
I forgot his name. It's
I
in
just
the
sat
it's
around.
in the news article. It was on Fox 5 Atlanta.
Yeah, I go watch
That's
Fox 5 Atlanta to find out who it
That's
was.
where I
Who's
saw
that?
it.
The
The
guy who-
the witness who saw.
I wouldn't even say that. Like, why would you even say
I
like,
would
oh, I
not-
witnessed it,
I would
and
not
my
even
wife told
say
me not
a
to say
word.
anything. Oh, a
I
word?
would not say a
But
word.
yeah,
Rich.
went on TV
I
just to
wouldn't.
say that?
I would
No,
never.
no, no. It was an article. I was reading an
Oh.
article. Just
I wouldn't
now
give
to
no
make sure that's
no
exactly-
interviews, no
that's what it
nothing.
was.
I would
But
never
my
want
thing
to
is,
say
I
that.
wouldn't even come out and say like, "Oh yeah, I saw them taking your car," but
I wouldn't say shit.
I didn't think to come in and tell you.
I wouldn't say. Oh, I didn't see nothing. I didn't.
Right, you. That's something you just take to the
Take
it
to the grave.
Take
like,
it down. Act like it never happened.
Like
Since
you ain't
did,
shit. You know
act like
you
it
ain't
never
shit.
happened anyway.
You know you ain't shit. Don't
So-
let the world know.
Yeah, don't let the world know. Because
Like-
now you're a target.
Like if I was the reporter, I'd be like, so let me just
No, but if
get
I'm
straight.
this girl's family, I'm looking at you.
cut
Where
it
do you
to-
live? Where do you live?
Like what's your location?
Let's not. I don't want to give him no more energy either.
Trash,
Okay.
trash human being.
Moving on to another trash human being.
Well, trash
Did you hear
people
about this
all
guy
around.
using his baby as a shield?
Ooh,
in a shootout?
Another trash.
This the
ass
4-month-old.
human being. Damn.
The 4-month-old?
4-month-old.
Yeah, the 4-month-old.
So he was getting.
He just deserves to
Completely
just
disgusting.
rot.
Oh gosh.
I just,
Trash.
as a father, how
That's-
do you take your kid and raise him in the air to like?
And as
Did he
a
raise him
father,
in the air?
Well,
Because from some reports that I've read, one of the news reports that I read was that he was in a war, basically. He knew that these people were going to try and shoot him. That's why he had the son with him in the first place.
And
so he had the son in the car
Trash him,
with
man.
the intention that if they started to shoot, they wouldn't shoot because there was
he
a
had a
kid in the
baby.
car.
Now,
That's
However,
that makes it
right.
even
No.
worse.
He's
Okay.
still trash.
Super
You took your child into a harmful situation that you knew was harmful.
Just
Whether
'cause
you
you
planned
thought-
on him getting
right.
shot or not, that's the. So they saying that he was. I believe this all happened in the car, and he was underneath the
Trash.
kid. But either which way,
He was underneath. his
there's
son?
no justification for none of this foolery.
He was underneath
Right.
his son.
It was
So-
something like that. They were in the car.
right, pretty
But
much
he
the
was
So I'm not
backstory
sure. I'm
is-
not sure if he was underneath him, but the kid
Like,
took
Sleep
all
got
the
the
bullets.
facts. Sleep
But that's
got
what I'm
the
saying.
facts.
So I
the
mean, we
father
can
was
all
under,
put-
the kid was on
We can
top.
put two and
honestly
two
speaking,
together.
I really the opinion that I have on this is just as clear as day. He's a trashless human being for doing this, and that's it. And he deserves whatever comes to him.
That's
So-
what-
Yeah, I was in the car.
Right.
Yeah.
So the gentleman, the gentleman's name is Nafez Monroe. He probably knew he was already in a risky situation when he arrived in Philadelphia's Hunting Park area on the night of October 19th. Prosecutors say the 25-year-old went there to buy drugs with counterfeit money
With your son in the car.
with his son in the car.
Yeah,
Despite the
people.
danger, Monroe brought along 3 passengers, another man, his girlfriend, and his 11-month-old baby.
The baby's 11-month-old.
When the deal went south, prosecutors say a gunman unleashed a hail of bullets into Monroe's car, hitting the infant who had been strapped into a back seat 4 times, including once in the head. Prosecutors say the alleged baby, Yasin Jenkins, who survived the shooting and is still fighting for his life, didn't just happen to be in the wrong place at the wrong time. Monroe, they say, purposely had his son with him that night as protection. So, he is definitely
Garbage.
I
piece of
you're,
shit.
You're garbage.
Super trash.
He's a
That's
dirt
right.
bag.
You literally bought your baby as a bodyguard.
So
You
did
knew
he
some
tell the
shit.
drug dealers that you had your baby
First
in
of
the
all-
car?
Like, by the way, I have my
And
kid.
first
You
of
left it in the
all,
car?
So I'm off.
If you want
So
to
don't
sell a
shoot.
drug deal with a fucking
Don't
shoot.
5-year-old,
but
like,
my
shoot.
thing
And with
is,
counterfeit money. What are you doing?
but my thing is, who puts faith in
Drug dealers.
Right.
What the
like,
Bro,
like
they're
nah,
honorable. They're honorable.
like nah,
They're
they're honorable. They're not
drug
going to do
dealers.
this.
Oh,
to a
I-
kid. There's a kid here.
It's a kid.
Right. Okay.
Yeah.
Say less. I have no more words for. I have no more words
he's
for him.
trash.
So
He's trash, like Clay
That's-
said.
yeah.
Basuda, get him out of here.
Get him outta here.
Garbage.
garbage.
So fuck all 3 of them.
Yeah,
All
just
over.
trash.
trash
Pretty
people
much.
all around.
That was the
Pretty
trash
much they
hour.
went down the list.
So that was a trash hour right there.
Three people there.
Trash human beings.
Well, now that we took the trash out,
Took the garbage out.
Yeah.
moving on to T.I. and this red table talk.
Sir, expeditiously.
Matter of fact,
Expeditiously.
let me bring up this video real quick.
But while you do that,
Right.
did y'all see any of the parts? Him talking about his daughter or his marriage?
I saw
Yes.
part of the
Yes, I
daughter.
saw
I didn't see
Yes,
when
I
he
saw
was
the
just talking
first
to
I
Tiny.
saw both.
I did not see.
They
the
gotta
whole
give me a
seconds.
recap.
Both parts.
Give me a
I
recap.
think T.I.
What did he
is
say?
full of shit.
Oh shit!
I
feel like he's garbage.
Basically,
Was it?
I put it in there.
Yeah, it's in there.
I saw the part where he was telling her to like be quiet. But
well, let's start with his daughter first.
Yeah, let's start with the main problem.
The clip that I seen I didn't watch the whole thing. I seen the clip where he was talking about his daughter, and basically he said that it was taken out of like
Context. Whatever.
like it was taken too far. Like he said he was never in the room with her, and
Yes, he did say that.
I think he said it like jokingly or something like that along the lines of that.
Nonetheless,
The breath.
well, there was a lot of
And he
key
apologized.
information that was left out when the general public got it, because
That is true.
I'll admit, when I first heard it, I'm like, bro, you
sounded-
going
like he was in
to
there.
the OBGYN with your daughter at this age now to see to it that she's still quote unquote pure, you're bugging, right? But when this was taking place, she was a minor. She absolutely had no issues with her father accompanying her to these appointments.
He was never,
Now,
he never
although
said that.
also Tiny was there as well. This was also left out in the information that the general public had received. Now, I will say this, where he messed up was when you came out and said that publicly, because what happens, what's connected to any child's health, that's not public record. I don't care if he was taking your son. You know what I'm saying? Like when you get up on these platforms and you talk about taking your children to see doctors and stuff, that's not something for us supposed that the general public is supposed to know. More importantly, your daughter going to the GYN. No, we shouldn't have known that.
See, something you just said. That was the problem. It was not about her health. This was about his own issues.
You're doing a purity check.
Okay, you like we said before, you're not going to see if she's at risk for any type of cancers or if she has any other type of womanly issues. You are going to see if she's still a virgin. Right. Point blank, period. He did not tell us he was going there to get a full checkup on his daughter, all type of health issues checked off. That's not what he said. What he said was he was checking to see if her hymen was intact. That's it. So he's a bozo for that. That's how I still feel. Nothing's changing on that.
And you're trying to twist it around like you didn't say that, and I'm trying to figure out what are you doing? Like it doesn't make sense.
Yeah,
you said it out your own mouth.
Like
pretty much. So this recap on Red Table Talk was null and void for me.
It's like Sleep said. My thing is, it came straight from his mouth. So if that's how he felt,
Can't be misconstrued.
He should have just said it how it actually happened.
He did.
Allegedly.
He said it how he actually happened.
Right. So it's like you can't construe something that you said. It's not like it was an interview. Like he literally said, "This is what it is."
Did anybody even ask him?
Right. It was like da-da-da-da-da. It's not like he just made it up. So I was like,
But what I'm saying is, I guarantee you, people wouldn't have been as upset they were if he literally said, "Oh, I go with my daughter to the gynecologist because I want to know about her health.
That's
I want to know how she's
doing.
I want to know this and the third." And I discussed this with her, and I asked if it's okay. If you were going to say that, then say that. But what you said was you were going to just check for her hymen. That has nothing to do with her health.
Facts.
Therefore, that's a dub.
Nothing to do to find out if she's actually still a virgin, because that shit is not.
Yeah, I'm done on T.I. So.
Expeditiously.
The second part where he talks about his marriage and where it went south and how they got it back to some awkward point.
Go ahead.
I only saw a few clips from the Shade Room, so I didn't really see the whole
delve
thing.
into it.
Right. The part that I did see was kind of garbage, as I expected.
What part was that?
What part was that?
The clip was when that's pretty much circulating at the moment. Tiny is pretty much saying her piece about how the relationship changed when he was away, when he was serving his year and a day, I believe. Now, what I did read up on, which gave the whole situation context, and going back to the clip, he was being a piece of shit in that clip. When she was trying to explain, just get it out, he wanted to then interject, I guess, to clarify.
On her feelings.
Right. That wasn't the time.
Like Clifford.
Let me tell you how to feel right now.
And as someone else has stated, I agree. I'm glad she didn't yield back and let him then begin to,
take over,
interrupt her. Right. She said what she needed to say. She got that off. So kudos to her.
Question: do you guys think it's partly her fault for letting him speak for her for so long? That he figured that his voice is now.
No, I think.
Go ahead. I'm sorry.
No, go ahead.
So here's what was explained. Right, the dynamics of their relationship initially before he went away was because that he was the head and not the tail above him, but and not beneath, and handled everything. They had what most would consider that 1950s type relationship. She was seen and not heard.
Right.
You in the house taking care of the kids. I got everything else financially and whatever else you need. Other than that, don't worry about nothing. And when he got in trouble and went away, things got uncomfortable, and she had to then step in his shoes.
Right.
She had to be seen and heard and do everything, and then still be, the mom,
person.
the nurturer, and making sure the household
Take
was
care of
together
everything.
while he was away. So when she put that hat on and got that confidence when he came home, she never took that hat off.
I'm good.
She didn't say, okay, you home, you got it now. She said, no, I found who I am. I'm confident. I have a voice. I can walk and chew gum, pretty much. So that made him uncomfortable. You know what I'm saying? So she explained that, in her opinion, okay, this isn't the woman that I left when I went away. And the woman that I left when I went away is the type of woman that I wanted in my life. So when he stepped away briefly or for however long, he went and found that someone that was seen and not heard. And when I spoke, she listened.
And that's what
He didn't know how to handle
Right.
the new.
Right. He didn't know how to handle a
Can we
confident
please
woman.
stop acting
Right.
like Tiny? Let's keep it funky. Tiny was on before T.I.
She was popping
Tiny
before
bag
he
might
was
be
popping.
bigger than T.I.'s bag. Let's keep it funky,
She's a
all
writer.
the way funky.
She done read many
So
songs.
this 1950s, I would say, as far as in the house, I guess, if you're saying that she was submissive and he was dominant and she played the back, okay. But let's not act like Tiny couldn't make her own coins and couldn't hold
I
the
don't think
family
that's
down.
what it was about.
No,
the
I'm just
whole-
addressing what was just said in the
I'm sorry.
where he was paying everything and doing
Right.
this and the third. Let's not act like Tiny couldn't get her own and do this, that, and the third.
Right.
And if we actually if I don't know if any of y'all watched the show, Tiny bought her own place.
Yeah.
When she moved out,
Right.
while they were briefly going through their
Separation.
separation, she moved out and bought her own crib with her money.
Right.
Okay.
You know, so I just don't want people to think that Tiny's just some random
Sitting around. Right.
being a housewife. And Tiny's
Like, she
very
don't have a whole
talented,
history.
and she has her own money. And I just want to be clear on that. Now, as far as their relationship, T.I. seems very controlling, and we even see that in his dealings with his daughter. So I can't
But I think he
deal with
admitted-
T.I. on that.
I think he admitted it. Like,
He said that, yes.
He
We're
pretty much
just
said that he
reiterating.
couldn't deal with her. I guess
Doing what she does to
sticking
him.
up for herself.
Yeah,
I
doing
don't
what
wanna
she
say
does
sticking
to
up for
him.
herself, 'cause
What he
That's
does
what
to
it is.
her.
Right.
basically her being able to say no to him. I don't think he was used to her saying no.
Yes. That's
Like
what he said.
doing what she had to do.
I mean, this is clearly evident.
So,
He
like,
could do
yeah,
whatever
like
he
you said,
wants to
he wants
her,
to go
and
for
then
And if she does the same thing, it's a problem.
that was clearly evident with that Floyd Mayweather situation,
Right.
where he went and swung on Floyd
whole
because they were
Taking a picture. That's
They-
not like some big.
but she did go on
Tupac
Wendy
and
Williams.
Dave type shit.
But she was on Wendy Williams, and she alluded to the fact that she was
That's
semi
probably
dating
something, yeah.
Floyd.
Oh, did she?
Yes, she did. She
Oh,
she
I didn't know.
she didn't say that they slept together or anything like
But
that.
they
But
definitely kicking
she
it.
definitely was basically saying
She
they were
did
kicking
actually
it.
say in the
Um,
the Red Table Talk that she has not slept.
Yeah,
or
she
done
said she didn't
anything
sleep with
outside of
anybody
her
else outside of
marriage.
the marriage. She did say that. But
were
I
they
do
married?
remember.
Oh, no, because
Yes,
they were
they
never
were
married.
married.
Yeah, they were married.
They
By
have
her
never
Floyd.
got. They never
Oh,
went
so-
to the divorce.
so
They've
they
been
kicking
married
it.
for
So what does
about-
that mean?
Huh?
They were
This is when
separated.
the separation, when he was doing his thing, and then she just started
But that's what-
to do her thing.
But
But,
that's so.
what-
Is that still considered them being married? or
Yes.
no?
yeah,
Yeah,
they're still
got
married.
divorced.
No, they're still married. But what I'm saying is, you're gonna swing on Floyd because your wife is talking to him, but meanwhile you
Yeah.
running around with a
Put your
slew of
dick
different
in somebody else.
women, and it's just like,
Absolutely.
what's good for the goose is good for the
slew.
gander.
That's a great word.
Right? Asleep.
A slew.
I'm not saying I would do it.
I feel
But what I'm
Women.
saying, I'm not saying I would do it. But what I'm saying is, what's good for the goose is good for the gander. Do unto others as you would like done unto
I
you,
feel-
and that's just
That's
that.
Says that.
I feel why T.I. did that.
Did what?
Almost lost his life swinging on Floyd.
Why he's going on Floyd?
Are you serious?
I get it.
No.
My thing is this. All this breathing. My thing is this. You can't expect somebody to be shitted on and then
Constantly.
not think, well, you know what? If this motherfucker doing that, then what the fuck am I waiting around for?
Why not?
Why-
Test the
Why the
waters.
fuck? Why don't I see what's good over in Vegas?
I mean, Floyd was a
Two
nice
wrongs
little
don't make a
kid.
right.
What? Can you repeat that for the recording?
Lamar said two wrongs don't make a right.
Fuck out of here. So he can do all the wrongs he wants to. be in his feelings about
But
his wife.
that's
getting
another
more backbone.
conversation. But you already know how I feel.
That's gonna be on the cheating
Yeah.
episode coming soon. All I'm saying is this:
Coming soon, stay tuned.
he ain't shit for that.
He's not shit.
He's not shit. This woman done held you down.
Held him down.
Sat around like a fool while you out here fucking everything
That
that moves.
Fuck it.
Out here
fucking.
Out here fucking. And then the minute she just texting or just or just talking or just hanging out.
I don't want you hanging out.
It's
I don't
a
want you
problem.
putting your dick in somebody
we
else.
throwing chairs in
Oh,
Vegas in the casino. Like,
Nah, wasn't that Fat Burger that he sold
Fat
up?
Burger.
was it? Oh, it's
It was in the
Fatburger.
restaurant. We almost lost his eye.
Right. You're right. I'm just saying. He can't. It's hypocrite. It's a hypocrite. It's hypocritical.
I'm just saying.
Very
I would.
hypocritical.
I'm not saying that I would do I would do what Tiny did and kicked it with someone else. I'm not saying I would do that, but what I'm saying is, what's good for the goose is good for the gander. You have to do
Shall
unto
leave.
others
can't be
as
judged.
you want done unto you.
It shall leave.
It doesn't, but however, I cannot force somebody that's like fuck it.
Like, fuck it. Like, let me see what's
Fuck
good
it.
over
We're
here.
not getting divorced, so we just fuck it.
Right.
I'm gonna do what I want.
Facts. Can you book my
doing
plane
what
tickets
you
to
want.
Vegas, please?
That's it. I
First
mean-
class to Las Vegas.
And I mean, at least she didn't choose no random strandom. I think that might have been more of an issue too.
Imagine.
That she went like a serious upgrade.
Money Mayweather.
I mean, let's not act like Floyd
It's
isn't
not-
an upgrade from Ti.
Oh, he showed him a
Financially,
fucking
definitely.
paper, and he was just
Super
like-
upgrade.
Yeah, he is.
Super
Intellectually, not so much, but it's all right.
I mean, I don't think she was looking for that.
Right.
Well, she was married to T.I. I don't know.
And I'm
He's
not
not
faulting
stupid.
Nah,
I
T.I.'s
wouldn't.
not
I wouldn't
I
necessarily
didn't say
call
he was
Mayweather a dummy.
I don't think Floyd is
Yeah,
dumb
a
either.
dummy.
Now,
I
as
wouldn't
far as this
necessarily call him
illiteracy, that's different, and
Like
I don't
reading
know.
comprehension. Is he
I
gonna
don't
pass a
know,
test?
and I don't even know for sure if that's really his issue.
Okay,
However,
not book smart.
However, Floyd got the big bag, and
He has the most.
that's that on
He didn't
that.
get there by being a dummy.
That's
Yeah,
that.
and that's that on that.
That's that on that.
Right.
Well, speaking about Tiny being a strong woman, how do you feel about women shooting their shot?
Shoot it.
Shoot
Shoot
it,
your
thy
shot.
shot, beloved.
Shoot your shot.
Shoot
girl.
your shot. The
Get
worst
your
that can
show,
happen
shoot
is a
some.
no. And so
Like I
what?
said,
And 98% of the time, it's not gonna happen.
What? They're not going to shoot their shot?
No, that a guy's gonna be like, nah, I'm good.
Right.
Reject them?
Yeah.
Really?
I wouldn't say 98%,
Listen.
but I say majority of the time.
There's
That guy's gonna be
variation.
like-
Give me a percentage.
Listen,
Okay, so
Seven.
hardly
Five.
ever.
Oh,
Really?
Lord.
80?
All right, I agree with him because
Men and
hardly
women are just
ever
different.
is there a cut and dry, flat out no for a woman.
That's right.
There's a variation of yeses
Right.
that you can get by shooting your shot. Now, when we shoot our shot and a woman is like, "Oh, you're not my type," da da da. Thank you, I feel flattered. It's
I'm waiting for
quiet.
somebody.
It's
or-
right.
I have a man.
It's
okay,
quiet
that's
for
a
us.
Valid reason.
Leslie finish his point.
Right.
Go ahead.
Because
He's
even
finishing his point.
Right?
because just because she
Alright.
says that does not mean that it's true. What we're saying is when we get our no, that door is shut. It's quiet. When you guys get a no, there's a variation of access, right? It might not be the access that you want, because you might have looked at him, shot your shot, and thought, okay, this could be future bae, right? The variation of yes could be one, future bae. This might work out and blossom into a committed relationship. Two, this might be a variation of a physical relationship. Three, a friendship that can then eventually, once you know what I'm saying, once y'all feel each other out, can turn into something. If we say no, it's not like, okay, clear cut and dry, no, I'm not feeling you, thank you, I feel flattered.
Why?
So
I mean, it could be.
Why?
because men will look at the situation, right, and see there's something to get out of the situation.
Are you talking about just fucking her?
No, it doesn't necessarily have to be just fucking her, right?
What else though? Because I thought
It could
that
be anything
always-
else. Okay,
Oh,
boom.
okay.
You shoot your shot, right? Boom. In the back of said guy's mind, he might not see you as a
Said Damo hates me.
romantic partner, whatever the case may be.
Don't spread
But-
falsities.
but-
Don't do
Huh?
I'm talking to him.
Oh.
He's talking. So she's talking.
But in the midst of y'all, you know what I'm saying, chopping it up, whatever the case may be, breaking the ice, it might be something that you possess that he could benefit from. It might be your place of employment. It might be things in people whom you may know.
So you
he might entertain it.
So he's gonna dub her on the relationship, but he's gonna use her. Basically, that's what you're saying.
That's why I said it's a variation of yeses.
But it's not a yes. It's you playing with her feelings. This how in the first 48. That's how we get here. That's how we get to the first 48.
So if we're saying no, okay, no. We're giving a straight up no answer because we're not either feeling.
I mean, women use men too. Men use women. Women use men.
Don't use each other.
Everybody.
But they're saying that 98% of the time, guys are gonna say yes.
98.
Yes, that's what you said. 98. I'm not gonna say 99, but you said 98.
Someone said 98, and I disagree with that.
75, 80.
75, 80.
I disagree with that.
Right.
Bottom line
A high
is people are going to get
percentage-
used.
I did.
A high percentage. What they're saying is a high percentage of men are going to say yes to the shot that the woman gave or that she took towards a guy that she's feeling.
Like, you guys have a
But
better chance
not
of
really.
shooting your shot and getting in. You guys have a better chance of shooting your shot and getting the guy you want than we do of shooting our shot and getting the girl we
Oh,
want.
that's the fact.
Yeah. Y'all have a better.
Y'all have a
I
way
can see
better
what you're
chance.
saying. I can see what you're saying, so I'm gonna give you that one.
I can see
Y'all
that.
have a
However,
way.
I think that people should just shoot their shot.
Yeah, just
The
shoot
most
the
you
They
can-
should.
The
But
most you
see,
can get is rejected, and
right.
I don't go down here trying to kill
now,
people because you
as
rejected.
right now, as simple and direct as that is, and has been said 1,000,001 times. No matter how many ways you try to voice it and say it, write it down for women to get it, a lot of them will still hide behind, "Oh, I'm afraid of rejection. Oh, what if it doesn't work out?" That's life. That's life. You can shoot your and hell. Welcome to our world. We shoot our shot. We shoot our shot to the woman that we like, and we might get the yes in the moment. We get the number. We're taking them out on dates, this, that, and the third, talking on the phone, getting to know her, and it doesn't blossom into a successful, committed relationship. Do we stop shooting our shot because of that? No. Might take a break. Might sit down on the bench, take a breather. After all, be like, "Coach, I'm ready to go back in."
To the next.
Y'all shoot y'all shot one time. A guy says no, whether it be a polite no or a rude no, and y'all like, "See, this is why I don't try to talk to niggas." Like, no, come on, like, you just gonna give up? Just gonna throw in the towel? It's over?
Right.
No.
We're dramatic. They're dramatic in the moment because I don't do that. They're dramatic in the moment.
Like,
And
who
then
you think
get
you
over it.
are? Like,
Right, but not even in the moment, because then when we have this conversation, you have women who will use that instance to say that happened to me, and this is why I don't talk to niggas.
And that's niggas
You
do
got
the same exact thing.
you got shut down
Oh, these
one
bitches
time,
hoes, I'm not
and you
giving
just
my
stop
heart to no
shooting your
girl.
shot?
Men do the
That's not the
exact
same
same
thing.
Yes,
That's
what
not
the
the
fuck?
same
I'm literally
thing.
explaining the
That
exact
is
same thing
not
that
the
you just
same
said.
thing. That is not
These
the
bitches
same
is
thing.
hoes, they're not loyal,
That's not
and that's
the
it.
same
Who
thing.
hurt you?
That's
Who
not
hurt
the
you?
same thing.
but that's
Shooting your shot.
We're talking about shooting the shot.
Right, we're talking
No,
about
but
shooting
you
your
just
shot.
said that you shoot your shot and she says no. The guy says no, and we're like, oh, this is why I don't do this. But men do
About
the same
shooting
thing.
shots, though.
Right.
Not about.
You're going deeper into it. We're not talking about
But you
that.
just said we're gonna talk. We're gonna do this whole. We're starting the day, and it doesn't blossom into something else. So what point are you
Right.
talking about? So just stick to
So
the shooting the shot.
That's
Don't go
what
further than
I
that.
was sticking to that. I
no,
said
you
we
said something else.
listen. I said we shoot our shot.
Okay.
It doesn't blossom into a successful, committed relationship. Just because it didn't blossom into a successful, committed relationship, and me and chick XYZ wasn't compatible, I don't stop shooting my shot. I still continue to shoot my shot elsewhere. You guys shoot your shot, attempt to get the guy's number, express your interest, and in that moment, he expresses his disinterest. The thirst wasn't mutual. And now you take that little bone you got and you run with it. This is why I don't talk to niggas. This is why I don't shoot my shot. Because one guy said no.
It'd be like 5 years
Who
ago.
the fuck are y'all talking about? Because I don't know any females like this.
I actually see
Who you
both
talking
sides.
Of course you don't know because it ain't too many
And
women
of
sitting
course
there
you
with the
don't know, 'cause there
powwow.
ain't too many women you're
Yes,
sitting with having
yes,
powwows with.
yes.
What are you talking
yes.
about? I am
It
a
ain't-
woman, so I'm sitting with other women having these powwows.
It ain't too many
They're not
women
talking to
sitting
y'all,
at the
they're talking to
powwow
me.
after
Another
sleepover talking
woman.
about how many times they didn't got
They're
curved.
not talking to you about the shots that they take
tight
with
in
other
here.
men.
So
They're talking to their friends who are women.
So you've had this conversation with other
With
females
women, yes.
that they've been shot down and they've.
Not gonna say they either move the fuck on. I don't understand.
But have they
How
tried to
emotional do you guys think women are?
But have they tried
No
to shoot
one
their shot
see.
again?
No one said that. No one's
Okay,
saying that
but
women are
you're
OD
saying
emotional.
that we're taking that and running with it.
You
so
guys
what is
do.
that?
Wait,
Negative.
Wait, the
We
question,
don't.
Okay, so the
Okay.
question is,
'Cause
do
I
you
don't.
guys think women
You don't.
shoot
Okay,
their
and
shot?
other women don't.
Okay, so
What else do you want me to say?
You guys think
You're
women,
saying that
They
women do
do.
this. You're lumping all of us together.
They
Are you
do.
not?
They do.
Are you not lumping us all together?
Majority of
Negative.
women do. Yes, they
No,
do.
they don't.
So
They
all
definitely do.
No.
So
They
all in
don't.
all, you guys
They
believe that
definitely
women
don't.
should shoot their shot.
Yes, they definitely should.
All right.
Everybody
And
should shoot their shot.
even when shooting your shot and you miss
Stop saying
or
like
get
women do
blocked,
this because we're not-
continue to shoot your shot elsewhere. If you shot your shot at James and James wasn't feeling
So
you,
you basically
cool.
saying just don't get discouraged.
Yeah.
Cool.
That's
Don't
What you're saying.
don't miss your shot once and then
Are
you
doing
take
this.
that and run with it and
Right,
say,
so-
I mean,
so don't
I
get
tried to
discouraged.
shoot my
Like
shot.
5 years
But then, like I explained
Right.
earlier in our group
Alright.
chat,
For
you
5
have
years.
women who try to describe shooting their shot
Right.
as
Get into it.
attempting to try to get a guy's attention. They throw the bait out there and hoping that he will then bite and then fully engage. No, that's not shooting your shot. Shooting your shot is taking it all the way to the cup, no matter what obstacles is there. You don't try to bait the guy into shooting his shot.
Oh, I see what you're saying.
No, that's not shooting your shot.
I see what you're saying.
You know what I'm saying? Like, a girl would be like, well, I got dressed, I got cute, I stepped out, I did my part. He didn't get dressed, he didn't make sure he was handsome before he stepped out. Okay, then.
Make it plain,
So,
what you're saying.
exactly.
I like you,
Make
what's
it happen.
Yeah.
Right.
So you
I agree.
yeah, I agree.
Like,
I
use
agree.
your words. Because standing in the corner, playing around with your curls, with your drink in your hand, is
Right.
not
I
shooting
definitely
your shot.
see what you
I
said.
agree with that.
I
I
definitely
feel
see
like
that
us
part.
men are kind of dumb. So, like I said
What?
before, like
They talking about them.
as in like picking up on like.
Yeah, I don't pick up clues. You gotta
Yeah,
tell me
like-
straight up. Like,
Yeah, you gotta tell
this
me
is what
straight
it
up
is.
and down. Like, listen,
This is
I
going
find
over
you
my head.
attractive. I wouldn't mind getting to know you better. Here's my number. It's really that simple.
But don't you? I think a lot of people like the cat and mouse games.
I ain't got
Right.
time.
You can't
I
play
said a
cat
lot
and
of-
mouse
a
and then
lot
in the
of
next breath
people-
talk about something, oh, I'm grown.
A lot of people like
tell
cat
me.
and mouse, and
Right,
so
and that's
so they
that's
gonna.
what say, I'm grown. All right, so be grown and say what you
Right. Be grown
I
through
agree.
and
That's
through.
not
Women,
be
stop. Why
straightforward.
do I keep doing that?
But I do know that a lot of
Why do I keep doing
I
that?
do know a lot of people who like the cat and mouse things,
Oh,
and
this deep straight up.
I know a lot of men who would
like
prefer to do the approaching
Give me
and
Yes.
do the reaching out.
Oh,
to.
But that's
Right.
cool.
They don't. They're not opposed to women doing it.
But that's cool
But-
if the man wants to go out and do that and do the whole cat and mouse because we're doing that, be like a challenge. That's cool. But we're talking about if a girl's approaching us and they're just throwing out clues and shit, and we're just
Right.
Right, I
Who
definitely,
was
I
hoping-
definitely
hoping you pick
agree.
up on
Like, don't just stand there,
Going
say
over my
what it
head.
is that you want, that you came over here
Yes.
for. I agree 110%. Shoot your shot.
be up
Don't be
front.
shy.
Don't be.
Go
that
for it.
song?
YOLO.
And just because there's men who would prefer doing the approaching doesn't take away from the fact that women should shoot their shot more directly and more often.
Okay,
Just shoot your shot, people.
Please.
please.
If you like them, tell them.
Don't be discouraged.
Right.
If you love me, say it.
What is it?
If you trust me.
You're an asshole.
That's that brownstone. That's that 1990s.
Was it Brownstone?
I don't wanna rain on this
Well,
parade.
so speaking of shooting your shot,
Yeah, how you gonna
Mr.
transition to
Fizzlepop
this?
definitely shot his shot
Woo.
at good old Omarion's BM. That didn't work out so well.
Bag shot too.
He
He
definitely
said,
shot that bag
bothered.
shot.
I'm not bothered.
So,
And I said
Millennium
that
Tour
Millennium
talk.
2020.
Who would you like to see
And the fact that he
on a female Millennium Tour?
The fact that he got Ashanti, you know, like he was like, nah, I'm putting in that one.
Well, Ashanti's just been added, so I'm happy about that. That's
Right.
good.
Shout to them.
Ashanti's a dope
that was,
addition.
that was a good move.
Little Mo.
Lil Mo, I would definitely
I
love to
would go
see.
see.
Oh yeah.
On
Lil Mo
the-
can blow.
Lil Mo can blow.
Damn. Oh,
Somebody mentioned Cherish. I would like to see.
I would most certainly like to see a Marie on a
Yes, I would like to
female
see
Millennium
that.
cute.
Tour.
That would be cute.
Yeah.
That'd be cute or whatever.
Yeah, I mean, honestly, I don't really.
Who else was out there
don't
in
really
that
like
time?
Nicole Ray.
Yes, I would
Who
like to
is
see
that?
Nicole Ray.
Missy
She hooked
helped
up
her.
all of the Missy Elliott songs. The
I
hooks.
got what you want.
She sung Missy Elliott's hook for All in My Grill. Why you all in my grill? That was Nicole Ray.
Yeah.
So she's the chorus girl.
Like she was a brat
But
girl
she
before
had her
brat
own-
school.
She had her
Like,
own thing
She
for
had
a
her
half
own
second.
music, but it didn't. I don't know
Yeah,
what
pop
happened,
off.
but I would definitely love to see Nicole Ray because she can really sing.
She was.
I would like
So
to see
maybe
her.
not her. Who else?
Damn. Just
Wow.
shit on Go Ray.
All right, and
Damn.
back to you, Greg.
And I.
Maya, maybe.
Yeah.
I personally would like
I
to
think
see
she
Maya
can
with
fit.
the brandy.
With the Brandy
Okay.
and the
I
Monica.
think I would put
and,
Maya with the Brandy Monica.
She's not
group.
millennium
That's
to
who
me.
I want.
Hard, like it's like
It's not hard.
no, I've seen like the Millennium tour.
Just
Like,
go with the
with
time
the woman.
frame. It's really not that
Right.
hard.
Yeah.
I
Because
mean,
a lot of the women in that time came from
You
the
know what?
90s.
Yeah.
You could,
Yes.
I want to say yeah.
I guess you could say Ciara.
I gotta rethink that. I wanted to say yeah for Maya, but even with going with the time
could see
frame,
that.
she
Right, I
was
understand
out.
why she-
That's true. She
Maya would have to
She can
be.
mix.
I wanted to go like
She can mix.
Nivea.
started.
Yeah.
Whatever, honey.
No, her name is Nivea, but I'm confused.
Who's
I don't know. I'm just
don't mess
naming
with my
names.
man? Like we're gonna do that 8 times?
Right.
Like
I mean, I got
Run that back to her,
Put
bro.
it on a loop. You're gonna put the
Let's
song
put it
on a loop?
Put it
You're
on
gonna
repeat.
loop her shit? No, we're not doing
I would
that.
like to see
A shout out to Nivea because I do like Nivea, but this
Don't
ain't it.
mess
Cheryl
with
Dennis
her
deserves
man.
better. I'm just saying.
Sherry Dennis?
Sherry Dennis.
Who that? I don't
Come
know.
on, Clay. You can't be. No, Sherry Dennis is the girl that did the Making the Band hook.
3LW.
I don't want to see them
Two
because
L's up? Well, one and a
because
half
I
W,
only
like-
want to see. I
Notorious.
only want to see Naturi.
Nobody want to see
Okay.
promises. Nobody want to see her.
Adrian and
I would like to see
Kylie,
Adrian.
Keely, or whatever the hell.
I like to see
They're
Adrian.
disrespectful as hell, so there's no need for them.
Listen, they do.
I'm not
chicken
gonna hold
at
you.
the
I don't know where the other 2LW
We don't
are.
need them.
I don't know.
So
Oh,
that being
Adrian's
said,
Adrian on the
Adrian's
show.
not real.
Adrian got the show.
It's just
she's
Keely
not
that's
relevant to what we're talking about.
Okay.
We don't want to see them.
And where is Promises? Where she at?
We don't give a fuck.
She's somewhere.
somewhere.
She belongs
doing
to chicken, so
something,
we don't
but-
fuck with her.
Okay.
She don't
But that's
fuck with
that
her.
on that.
So not them. Who else though?
I'm trying to think of women.
I mean, women from that
The
time.
women, it was like an overlappage, so it's like nobody really started other than Ashanti.
I mean,
Ashanti, I would say Ciara.
no lie.
You could throw Ciara in there.
No lie, I would throw J Lo in there just because.
For that
No,
one
Like
man.
honestly, I could
She can do
definitely
that one
bop to
song
some of
with
J Lo's
Ja
joint.
Rule.
I just need to
First
hear that
of all,
Ja Rule joint.
Jennifer is
So why
50
would-
years old.
Yeah,
She is
I was
not
like-
But Jennifer
millennial.
better than a lot of these 20-somethings.
Jennifer is not
Don't hate
millennial.
on Jen. We're not gonna hate on Jen like that.
I'm not hating on her. I mean,
Right.
she's taking her low
Jen-
talent and
Jen-
she's taking it places. You can't.
So would y'all say Melanie Fiona deserves?
No.
No.
She's not really millennium, nah.
No,
I would
put her
Melanie.
on
Did she
the
come like in the
R&B.
Hold
2010s?
on. Is Melanie and Fiona sold?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
What?
You see what I'm talking about?
What the
This
fuck
is-
are you talking?
We're not.
Wasn't she the one that?
Hold on, what we're not gonna do is that Melanie Fiona is sold.
She is
So-
This is
sold.
what I'm saying.
Isn't she the
though,
one that
y'all.
sang the-
See, so the only
Are you
person that we
fucking
agreed on
kidding
was
me right
Beyonce.
Y'all can't-
Everything else
But
is
this is
split.
Everything else is split
But
down the
this is
middle.
spit in the face of Beyonce because you're calling Melanie Fiona soul, but you're not calling Beyonce soul.
Melanie is
So
not
we need to get back on topic.
Topic.
The
Millennium tour.
We're gonna hit the soul on a future episode.
We're gonna hit the soul topic
another
on a few.
episode.
Just say- check out the episode "What Is Soul." I think.
Welcome to the petty house.
So after Ciara, I said Cherish. I would want to see Cherish
Next.
because they had a bop. I mean, they could definitely come through bop and they go.
They can repeat those two songs.
So then what's her face
Wow.
could do it?
There was
Nivea?
Wow,
Nivea had a song and a half.
a
Next.
song and a half, and that's
And
what
that's
Okay,
pushing
what about
it.
Cherish?
huh?
2 songs.
Now Cherish had 2.
Underappreciated and
And do it to it. Do it to it. Do it
That's
to it was a
it.
whole bop.
That's it.
Do it to it, and
We
that's
could throw. I don't know.
City High.
No, sir.
nah.
They was pre-millennium.
Yeah.
What about Tiara Marie?
Yes,
You could
we could
throw
definitely
her-
throw
yeah,
Tiara
yeah,
Marie in.
you could throw her
I
on
did. Tiara
there.
Marie has some cute little
She could do a
bops.
few
We could throw
bops.
her in there for sure.
She need the money because 50 waiting on that bag.
Stop it.
Bianca
I mean, she
could do
been
her.
hating.
Bianca could do that one song.
Welcome to the petty house.
Who?
Bianca's
Oh,
Who's that?
chicken noodle soup.
chicken noodle soup.
So we just gonna bring it for that 4 minutes and just goodbye.
Yeah, like,
Thank you.
like
Lil Mama could be on that tour.
Like, you
Lil
could do
Mama had some
other
hits.
songs.
Lil Mama did have
Well,
a few.
Lil Mama
songs.
had more songs than Bianca. Let's
She
keep
could
it
be
funky.
on a
Bianca-
female
She
could
millennium
be-
tour.
And then
Yeah,
you
she
could bring out
She's a perfect.
Right.
right after fucking
Oh, was that DJ
Lil
O?
Mama.
Yeah.
Two-step?
Yeah.
I would not be going to see them. But okay.
All that snap music.
Right.
And then you can even bring out Young Jock.
See, Lil
Y'all need to
Mama
bring out
on
Lil
the
Jon
flyer
if we
be
doing
like,
snap music.
We need to do a whole
We might as well
tour.
just going down the list. Down the
That's
list.
millennial right there.
Millennial.
Even though they're
Well,
older.
Yeah.
That's a
Alright.
whole lot of blackness right there. And I
A whole
would-
lot of
I wouldn't
blackness.
mind-
Oh, that's what we name was black people.
I
Kudos to
definitely
the black
wouldn't mind
people.
seeing that on stage. However, so here's my question to you all fine people out there. What is something about you that could get your black card revoked?
Like,
a couple of things.
So let's go around in a circle.
Yeah, let's go in a circle.
Say what?
Who we starting
I
with?
don't like watermelon.
Oh, I guess we start with the moderator.
That's what I share.
You don't like watermelon?
It's
Yeah,
disgusting.
it is.
It's the what?
Nasty.
Nasty.
Say the word
disgusting.
again.
Gross. Unflavorful. Next.
Unflavorful.
Go ahead, finish your thoughts, Lamar.
See, nah, so you should have left it at.
Yeah, see,
Yeah, just
see,
pass it over.
Lamar's
just take it out your
finishing.
wallet and give it the card.
Lamar's finishing his
Put the card
thoughts.
on the table.
Lamar's finishing his thoughts.
It's nasty.
It is gross.
I feel like I'm going to
Jesus
get
Christ.
excommunicated from this.
You already excommunicated. I mean,
we
it
gonna
is.
save
He
you
got
for
more.
last.
Let him finish.
Yeah, let's just say play for this.
Save you for last. What might
Was that
get
it?
your card
Was that it,
revoked?
Lamar?
I don't like watermelon.
That's what he said. You don't like watermelon.
I don't like. What's that shit called? Potato salad. That shit is nasty.
Wow.
Did you sniff glue?
I don't care.
You sniffed the glue, right?
I'm confused.
That
That's
hurt
cooking
my heart a
the
little bit.
That shit is.
Ew.
Oh shit, bro.
I don't like.
The size.
Petty verse, I don't know what's going on.
Listen, we got
Something
500
over
people
here.
to come.
We got a lot of issues right now.
Alright.
That's-
Y'all know I don't like sweet potato.
Bugging.
Bugging.
Me either.
But she
We,
likes
we're
pumpkin
talking about
pie.
Dom.
Yes.
Wildin'.
Wait, your turn.
Wilding.
I'm not sure about not like it. I could do without it. I'm not sure about not like
I
it, but
dislike
continue.
it. It's disgusting. I hate the texture.
But you like
But you like pumpkin. It's the same
But pumpkin
texture.
is fantastic.
But it has
It's
the
the
same,
same
texture.
shit.
It does
Negative.
not have the same texture.
The pumpkin pies.
I don't know who made y'all pumpkin pies,
Both
but
are
my
equally
pumpkin pie
nasty,
doesn't
but
taste like
anyway.
The texture.
This is too much.
It's definitely the same, right?
This is too much.
Continue.
Too
It's
much.
not the same.
It looks
But-
the same, but pumpkin is nasty.
But sweet potato is nasty. Anyway, as I was saying,
Oh, and I don't like yams.
so
We're gonna have to come back to you.
This is
We're gonna have to come back to you. 'cause-
isn't that
Like
fucking,
too much.
isn't sweet potato a yam?
yeah, but he's talking about as just the chopped
Separate.
up.
Yeah.
He's not talking about like in a pie
But
or
not
dessert.
that
I hate
shit on
sweet
my
potato.
Period.
Like
Oh.
as fries,
Sweet
sweet
potato.
potato by itself,
Potato.
fucking
Oh,
candy yams.
this
That-
is
that-
too
that's
much for me.
disgusting.
I can't deal.
And I can't deal.
But there's also
dude.
things I don't know how to do. One of them is playing spades. I don't know.
No,
how to
say
do
it
that.
louder for the people in the back.
Right.
I don't know how to play spades.
I'm gonna teach you.
I don't know how to play dominoes,
What?
and
I mean, I don't
I
know
feel like
how to
that's
play
really
dominoes
easy. So I don't think it's like
It's like
necessary.
potato salad. You're in
A lot of
time
people
out.
don't know how
Sister
to
Tanya, the floor is yours.
Yes, time.
As many of you at the table
What
know.
might get your black
We just
card
go.
revoked?
We're not.
No, we're saving this nigga for last.
Facts. We already
So
knew.
old
No,
fact.
we just cutting that end of the table
I
off.
thought we were going 1, 2. Woo.
We're just cutting that.
1, 2. Whoop.
All right,
That
so
was Super Mario. Woo!
Super Mario.
I mean, yeah. So many of y'all may know I do not like macaroni and cheese.
Get the fuck out.
I avoid that at all costs.
Wild.
I mean, that's pretty much it. I don't like macaroni and cheese.
Like we made.
The
Like-
only
Like I'll say this. I will
can
never
go
say
for
it's
my
this.
ancestors.
I will never say it's this. So the
Like-
yams. You're bugging.
No.
And potato
Nah,
salad. That's
nah.
all the resources
Nah,
they
nah,
had was
nah.
potatoes.
Right.
And here you go talk about you don't like it. You got some goddamn nerve.
The fuck?
Get the fuck out. now, as far as macaroni and cheese, I won't say it's disgusting. Like, if somebody puts it on my plate, let it be a spoonful. And I mean like a tea. What's the smallest one? Whatever one you have. Like, I won't throw it out. But that is not something I look forward to at any point in the game or the year or life. It's just not my. It's not my thing. Yeah, it's just not my thing.
Well, only thing for myself, I don't know, nor do I have an interest in learning how to play spades.
Dog, unbelievable,
I
unbelievable.
want to learn how to play.
See, I know you in the clear. Sleep. I don't know what's wrong with sleep right now.
The reason being why I have no
This table's
interest
about to
in
get cut
learning.
off.
The reason why I have no interest
Wow,
in learning
really?
is because when I did play, and of course with some coaching, spades take too damn long.
Yeah.
No, that depends on who you're playing with because baby,
Right.
bang bang.
I don't know
That's
what any of those
That's
cards.
it. Almost
It's like-
you got to
Can we make our books in like
I don't know what that means. I don't.
I also hate Monopoly. Takes too
I
friggin'
love
long.
Monopoly. That's my game.
Monopoly takes forever. However,
Takes so long.
that's
I
the
still be
goal. You
whooping
can't
ass,
do
though,
that.
yeah.
That's the argument.
I mean, but
You
honestly,
get an
spades and
argument that
Monopoly, you can die. Like
Yes, you can.
So
you know,
fact.
like you can't get your ass whooped on
Whole
either
fight.
game.
Whole fight.
So I mean, I could definitely feel you if you saying you don't want to play because you like your life. I understand. Huh?
Shit.
But I will insert.
The whole
That's
person-
fact.
I will insert in the books for.
That's my point. That's my point. You still had it. That's my point.
Facts. So yeah, I definitely
Right.
do.
That's your point.
Play, I
Now
guess.
it's good turn.
We
Nah,
win.
brother, man.
You don't like
it is
four?
my- it is my turn.
It's good.
Oh, I thought you didn't like watermelon.
Right.
I have a whole list.
So what are you
So
gonna say?
watermelon, garbage.
Chill out.
I don't know how to play spades. Ham, disgusting.
Yeah,
Wow.
nasty.
Grits, disgusting.
Whoa.
Bugging.
What?
Bugging.
Alright,
I was with you for a moment, my brother.
It's like
Grits,
the
though?
Grits is a
Grits?
gift.
Oh, wait. Tell him what you do eat, though.
Do you part?
No, let him
No.
finish.
Tell him what you do
If
eat.
he eats porridge and don't
What-
like
what do I eat?
grits,
That's
there's a
not the
problem.
Farina?
I don't eat
Cream of
farina.
wheat?
Farina's the same thing.
Oh, what was
and
the
I love
stuff
farina.
What's the stuff that you said that you eat?
You eat oatmeal?
Is
It was the
cream of
white people
wheat?
shit.
I don't
It was
eat
like the
that.
white people grits. No.
What is that?
Oh,
It
I'm
got
talking
raisins
about-
in it?
Is it what the fuck is it called?
You just said
It wasn't me.
It's not cream. Is it cream of wheat? Like something.
Cream of wheat.
Cream of wheat is like farina.
Wasn't me.
All right, well, continue with your fucked up list.
Grits.
I ain't poor.
What I said? Grits,
Grits.
ham,
Grits, ham, and watermelon.
peach cobbler,
Get the
Oh,
fuck out.
God.
banana
Cobbler.
pudding.
Oh, my God.
Nah, chill. Put that on the table. We need that card, brother.
ASAP.
Come on, take it
Put
off
Put
the
the
wallet.
card down.
All of
Yeah.
that.
Right here.
Disgusting.
So you've been excommunicated.
Facts.
I said what I said, and I'm not taking it back.
That's all right. You don't
Play
have
your
to.
turn.
We've cut your side off.
I'm back. I glued it together. Super glued it together.
All right,
Equal this
so
fuck.
since we got this over with, so I mean, we're moving along.
Excuse you.
No, we're moving to you.
No,
Clayton.
sir.
You have the floor. Let's go.
What's up?
Make use of it.
What's up?
ASAP.
Come on with your list.
You don't
sir.
get these-
Come
these-
on with your list.
All right,
Chances are
sweet potato pie. I don't like.
Iteration.
Thank you.
I don't like collard greens.
What?
Oh, wow.
And y'all want to come for me.
Did y'all hear that? Did y'all
At this
hear that?
moment, he knew.
He
fucked
up.
Y'all want to come for me.
Have you had?
I mean,
good
you
collard
wild
greens?
out, so
Or you
chill
just
out.
don't
What'd I
like
say?
collard greens?
Grits,
collard
chill out.
greens.
Have you had good ones?
Grits are
I don't
disgusting.
know what the fuck good ones is because I don't
That's
like
probably
collard
why.
greens.
But go
Well,
ahead.
why you don't like
All right,
collard
sweet
greens?
potato,
Tastes
collard
good.
greens.
But
What?
next,
I'm not the biggest fan of fried chicken.
Oh,
I
gosh.
could see that. I could see that. It's
Not
unhealthy.
too.
Oh man, I'm about
Okay,
to
but
Fuck
is it
outta
good?
here.
Fuck the
What's
unhealthy,
next?
but
What's
is it
next?
good?
Say- You got some else.
I think
I
it's gonna be
can't
5%.
name more than Shoo! 3 songs? No, not even.
Oh,
2 songs by Tupac.
No, that's not
that's
bad.
not
Okay.
bad. That's fine.
You ain't shit, but that's
Can't
not that
name
bad.
more than
Shut
2
up.
songs by Biggie Smalls.
Get the fuck out.
I
All right,
mean,
now you got to go.
now you got a problem.
This is New York.
Now you
As a
got
New
to
York
go.
native, you're
It's
fucking
like
busted.
you're
Are you sure he was
At
born
least
here?
3.
Maybe not. Are you a New
I'm
York
not
native?
really a big fan of rap music, period.
That's not what we asked you.
Yeah, right.
We
That's
asked you,
okay.
are you a New York native?
Yeah.
You
Where?
got
From where?
From Queens.
You sure?
Yes.
Bottom.
Bikini.
Yo,
You're from
sir.
Bikini Bottom.
Sir, the door is that
Biggie had a whole condo out here. You talking about some
Come on,
way. The
like
door
what are
is
you?
that way.
What are you doing?
That's the door.
Clay, oh my gosh. Continue, because I know there's more.
Right. We got one more because we can't take no more.
Yeah, we can't take no more.
What
Literally.
else?
Teeny bar.
Anything else?
No, that's it.
You sure?
No, he's a goddamn
All right
lie.
now.
Collard
Let me
greens.
make sure you cutting your
What
shit
did you
up
have
and
on
put
your
it table,
plate?
too.
Fucking baby.
Like that holds the plate together. The
Fuck all
collard
of y'all,
greens.
man. Shit. It's supposed to be a no judgment fucking zone.
Said who? Because we never said no such.
That was
The
We
never-
said this is
title of our
welcome
show.
to the petty house.
Never
Oh,
a disclaimer.
We started off with some bullshit.
We started off with bullshit.
First of all,
Never been a
you don't get
disclaimer.
room to speak.
I said what I said.
Oh,
Everything I
okay.
said.
Now you really don't got much.
Everything I said was gross.
Huh?
Don't sit over there and lie like
You
you
can't
can
play
spades.
spades.
How is
First
a
of all,
fruit that had? I don't.
Has-
What are we talking about?
Watermelon.
What, bro?
That's what we're talking about.
You see, their black cards
can
should
stop it.
automatically
Squishy
be
and
revoked.
cold and
Fam-
You probably like eat the red of the watermelon
don't
and still
eat
eat the white
nothing.
part and then get
Nothing.
mad.
Wait, hold on, wait,
Nothing.
time out.
Dead it.
Clay just said that
It
you
is
should
like
be
a
going
weird
for the
texture.
watermelon, but you said two fucking things that make no sense: collard greens and fucking fried chicken.
Right.
Yeah.
First
Where
of
you
all,
get your chicken from?
I didn't say I didn't. I said I'm not a fan. of
What
fried
you
chicken. I
said
never
was
said-
what you said.
I said I'm not a
Stand
fan of
firm
fried
in your
chicken.
fuckery.
I said I'm not a fan of fried chicken.
Why aren't you a
Why?
fan of
Because
fried
it's
chicken?
just fried chicken. It's not that. It's not that deep. It's just fried fucking chicken.
This nigga
You
here.
didn't say it was deep. You
Fucking
just-
deep.
I kinda
I
see-
mean, if
I
it's
kinda
not
see
deep
saying-
fried,
I
I
don't
can
be
see what
feeding
you're
fried
saying.
chicken like
But you're
it's
fucking
just
bugging.
Chicken.
It's not just chicken. It's fried chicken.
Okay.
And you also disrespecting the ancestors with the collard greens.
That's a fact.
With the collard
But
Facts.
college,
Lamar,
I can't
Lamar.
say
Literally.
I can't
I
say you on the
know
college.
you're not talking.
What?
When you dub them on their potatoes,
Oh
or
yeah.
both
potato salad.
potatoes,
Potato salad is nasty.
You're
bugging.
Well,
Wow.
Nah,
That's a whole wild. And
nasty. Get
Alright.
out my face.
all right, I guess we see who not.
That's a plethora of
I'm gonna buy
things
that
that'll
game.
get our culture cards or black cards revoked. But speaking
much.
of the culture, this wonderful, illustrious culture of ours,
Black people.
black cinema, TV.
I'm here for it.
reboots.
God damn it.
You didn't even let him finish. What
Just like black people, always interrupt.
Always interrupt.
Never always.
Black, I'm here for
I
it.
got a question. Damn,
So,
Let the man finish.
they let him finish.
currently in the news, the one and only Brandy is
No to
bringing
the-
back
Eat to the
her legendary
Don't,
Moesha 90s sitcom. I'm here for it. What about y'all?
Well, I wasn't the biggest fan of the show.
Oh my gosh! Oh my god!
Wow, and he didn't say that. He didn't say that.
Yeah, he should have said that because that he
I
would
thought
have
we
to
were
excuse
done.
himself for the night.
I thought you were done.
I have one.
What?
I don't think I've ever watched like more than like 8 or like 10 episodes of
better
In
not.
Living Color.
Oh, neither have I.
That's
Oh,
before
my
your
favorite
time.
show.
Neither have I.
It's a
But you
good
dubbed Brandy.
Right.
That's
Bottom
in your
row?
time.
All right, hold on.
Speaking of
Hold
which,
on,
In
let's
Living
speak-
Color's coming back. Shall
Really?
we?
I would watch that.
Alright, so I don't feel bad.
All right, as far as
Before you was
the
born.
Brandy,
We used to talk about it
what is it? The
more.
Brandy reboot? They're coming.
The Moesha reboot.
There's in talks of a Moesha reboot. I'm hearing. I would be
Yeah, for that.
so down for it. I need answers on that finale.
What was the finale?
The finale ended with there was a
Miles.
pregnancy test that came out positive, and Miles was missing. That was the last.
Right.
So the episode ends with with Moesha and Hakeem running into the house to tell Frank and Dee about somebody being pregnant. We don't know who yet. And then she's met with Dorian, who says that Miles is missing. Mo passes out, and this is the end of the
Yeah.
show.
Oh wait,
And-
no, that's not the end of the scene.
That was
They
it.
had
Yeah,
the police. No, they had the police come in and everything.
did they? But they
Why
never.
did the
But we
show
never
end?
got answers on
Nah. Yeah.
who was pregnant. I personally believe it was Mo.
Me too.
Why did the show end though?
I have no idea. It had a good run though. It had a really
did.
good run. So I wasn't.
Maybe something happened.
I wasn't upset with the
Didn't
run.
Brandy get pregnant?
Nah, not then. Not
Not
during that
yet.
time. She was still a teenager on that. During that time.
No.
No, she was.
Mo to the E to
older.
the went out at 2001.
Brandy
She
was.
was a
She was
teenager.
only like maybe 18 then. What?
No,
How old
man.
was she when the show
Brandy was
ended?
born in 79.
So then, how old was she when the show ended?
She was a
Because
solid 22.
all right, that's not that old. Damn,
She definitely grown.
22.
She was.
But she didn't
wasn't
have
a
that. She didn't
teenager,
have that
though.
baby then either.
Yeah, she didn't have the baby yet.
So I'm definitely would be here for a Moesha reboot.
Yeah.
Okay.
I mean, we're gonna be missing a lot of the key characters.
Right.
Andell
Homie
passed away. Hakeem
Who-
passed
who
away.
passed away?
Andell passed
Who's
away.
Andell?
That was she
Who's
run the
best
den.
friend?
Huh?
The whole,
The
the
did?
whole lounge place.
The lounge
And
where
Dell?
they always were at.
Oh, the light skin one?
Yeah.
Yeah.
She was
The
in
one that
Parker
played
too.
in Parker?
She had
Right.
cancer.
Yes.
Wow.
Yeah, she had cancer. She passed a few years ago.
Wow.
And then Hakeem
Passed
got
away.
killed. He got killed or had an accident.
He got into a car accident.
Oh, right, the dude that her best friend.
Yeah, he got into a car accident,
Damn.
and somebody else from the show had passed too.
I think they all still alive.
No, Merlin Santana. He was
Right,
also on. He
Merlin.
played
He
Ohaji.
got murdered, right?
He got murdered.
Who?
Damn.
Ohaji. This is in the first episodes of the movie. He was on. He played her boyfriend. He wasn't. He was an ain't shit boyfriend, but he was on there. But he got murdered.
So you would have to
long
have
time
a
ago.
lot of
I
people.
mean, I don't think he would be in the show though. He would be in the show.
No, probably. But I mean, if you're gonna reboot shit, who we know? Because at one point, if they're gonna reboot, they need to definitely get Fred Joe Star back as Q.
Yeah.
Because otherwise,
And I think he needs a bag.
yeah, he gonna need a bag for that. But I mean, if we keeping it funky, he was her best boyfriend. In my opinion, Q. Usher had a good run too as Jeremy, but I think her best fit was with Q because he was a rebel, and she was a rebel.
I can see Moesha, but one I cannot see is motherfucking Set It
I'm
Off.
here for it.
Fuck
Nah,
off.
We
leave
can
that
leave
alone. You
that.
gotta leave
Leave
classics
it
alone.
Leave
Set it
that
on.
on the table.
Set it on.
Set it
Because
off.
I don't want to see that.
There's no
Set
need
it-
for a set it off.
There's
with
no
Nah.
need.
And like
Set it
Vivica
on.
Fox said, it's
Some things
unnecessary.
just
Some
leave
things
it.
are just better left alone.
Set it
Leave
on.
it be.
And like she said, you're gonna be sitting there comparing it, and you're not
Right.
comparing it to the
Nobody
original.
can be
That's
Cleo.
Set it
Nobody
on.
but Queen Latifah
No,
can be
Cleo.
Cleo.
Then
And Cleo's dead.
Who was the
Cleo's
runner up
dead.
that they put?
The
That they
runner
said-
up. Who they picking?
I seen someone that they was like, oh, I can see this being Cleo.
No, I can't
Negative.
see
I can't
nobody.
see nobody.
Yeah, but do y'all know what I'm talking about?
No.
No, I have no
'Cause we not
idea.
trying
I
to
know
check for
they.
that.
I know they did make a set it off play at one point.
No, it wasn't. It was somebody that there was like, I could see this person being Cleo.
I can't. Only person I can see Cleo is Dana. All right, Dana is the only one.
Oh, I think it was Young M.A. I think they said.
Get the
Was it
fuck
Young M.A.?
We
Outta
can't. I
here.
can't do that. I can't.
Get the fuck out of
I
here.
just can't do
Get
that.
out of here.
I just can't.
Queen,
I think they
listen.
should definitely leave all of Set It Off alone.
Please.
It was a classic. It needs no
Classic,
reboot.
needs
We got the
nothing.
story. The
We can
story
watch it
ended.
today.
We're still
We're
sad
good.
about how that shit went down.
Everybody died. Like we good.
Because even though they were bad, I think even though they did some
They
fucked
have
up
redeeming
shit,
quality.
they didn't really
I'm
deserve
not. That
that.
fourth chick though, the one who wasn't really about getting a bag.
With the kid.
Oh, TT.
Yeah, like what was you doing?
She was doing it for her son.
For her
She
son.
had
She
to get the
wasn't doing
money.
nothing. What was she doing?
She did in the last robbery.
What?
She did, and she got shot.
Cause she wasn't.
That was the
doing
last one.
Yeah, that was the last one. That was the one she did. She did. She was getting the money. She was holding the people hostage also, and I mean, honestly, my favorite from the Set It Off movie was Vivica Fox. Like, she had me fucking cracking
She was
as Frankie.
hilarious.
She was hilarious, and she was about that
serious,
shit. She
yeah.
was dead ass serious. Y'all want to play games, so now we gonna play games. I really, honestly, to me, she got done the dirtiest in the movie because she was wrongfully fired, in my opinion. Just
Right.
because you
Yeah,
know
that was
him.
fucked
I don't
up.
know who the fuck he
Yeah,
is.
that whole fire
I didn't
was
know he was
dumb.
gonna come in there and do that.
Get the
She
fuck
got
out.
Like,
shot in her bag.
yeah, I didn't know he was gonna come in there and shoot it up.
And
So
shoot
y'all
the place
fired
up.
me just because I know him.
An
Get the fuck out of
association.
here. Absolutely not. So I think as far as everybody's mission, hers was kind of the most I felt bad for. Like TT was doing it for her son, but Cleo was just doing it because it was Cleo.
Yeah,
Like
'cause she was about that life.
she was about that life. That was it. She wanted to shoot
Yeah, she
people.
wanted that.
That was pretty much it. And Jada, she was doing it to just get out of town. But I think Frankie's story started off bad because she didn't really deserve that.
I feel like
So,
that movie was so
They turned her into a savage.
well written.
Huh?
I said I feel like that movie was so well written.
I believe
It was.
Black Man did that. I believe that was F. Gary Gray.
Set it
There was
off.
so many underlying
F.
things.
Gary
in that
Gray, who also
movie.
did A Man Apart, and
Oh man, apart with Denzel.
A Man Apart with Vin Diesel.
What movie am I talking about?
I don't
And
know.
died.
But Issa Rae says she wants to also star in the film. So I'm trying to figure out who would she play.
She wants
'Cause
to
I don't
st-
see
No, I
her.
mean,
Issa.
A Man Apart was with Vin Diesel.
Issa, stay
Issa
at
also wants
Insecure.
to be in
Leave it
the
alone.
Set It
Stay
Off.
Right,
at
I feel like you should leave it
Insecure.
alone because I feel like if it's badly
Leave it
done,
alone.
it's going to be into
Right,
somebody's
you're gonna be
career.
comparing the whole
Hers.
movie.
her career.
You're
yeah.
gonna be comparing the whole movie. Don't taint
And
your.
she's too talented for
Don't
that to
taint
end
your
her
Yes.
career.
record.
Yes, it was F. Gary Gray, a black man who
Made the
did
movie.
Set It Off.
She just need to leave it.
Listen,
Don't taint your record. You
Right.
doing Insecure, you killing it.
I most certainly agree
Issa Rae? Leave
that
it alone.
Set It
Gary,
Off was
it was F. Gary.
yeah.
F. Gary
Gary.
Gray.
He's the director.
Yeah, the director.
Okay.
I believe that it was a very well written
Yeah.
For that time, too.
for that time.
For that time, yeah.
Oh, Google
Set It
Black
Off,
Woman.
in my opinion,
I don't know who wrote it.
Yeah.
F. Gary
Set
Gray
It Off,
directed. He's
in
a
my
black guy.
opinion, is a culture defining film, and they need to leave it alone.
Just leave it.
Yeah,
Don't-
definitely.
Like, you got a better chance of getting people to go see it again if you were to re-release it in
Right.
theaters.
I'll definitely go see it in the
than
theaters
the
if it come out
people to
again.
go see you.
And act like I
And
never
these
saw
kids-
it.
yeah.
We don't want the
reboot.
remake.
I would go see it.
But why?
I'm not.
Why?
No.
Why do we need
Well,
a
one to
reboot on that?
support. Are we not people who support?
We start. Yeah,
But-
we're rooting for everybody black. We don't
However-
fuck with that.
However, why
Don't
can't we
touch
just
that.
make new shit?
Original
Same thing.
shit.
Right.
Same thing with Juice. They trying to remake
What?
Juice.
No.
Yes, I saw that, and
Paid
I
in Full or something. No,
not Paid in Full.
Juice.
I'm just saying Paid in Full would be something.
But Juice.
What?
But not said it all.
Clay is
hasn't
saying that
seen
he
Juice.
didn't see Juice.
Clay hasn't seen Juice.
That's
Guys.
what he
Put this in the
said.
chat.
It's okay.
Oh, but
I
we're
put
putting
this
it
in the
now
chat.
out in the
No, it's
universe.
not.
It's okay.
Thank
He
you.
said he didn't see Juice.
That's
Now,
not-
We're not judging.
as far as that's concerned, Juice needs to be left alone as
Yes.
well. Like, it's a classic. Leave it be.
Leave Juice
Point
alone.
blank.
Leave above the rim
Because see
alone.
what happens is, let's say you do
Leave
these
Boys in
reboots,
the Hood
right?
alone.
You do
Yeah,
these
don't do that
reboots.
either.
The problem with me is not even actually the fucking reboot. It's that no. Let me say,
Yeah.
I'd rather you leave it alone. But the problem is, say we be like, all right, whatever, and then the actors is fucking trash.
Trash.
But that's-
so now to me, it's like when people remake a song that should have been left alone, and you fuck it up. Now I don't want to hear the song at
Right,
all.
the
now.
original, right.
Right.
King
So you know what I'm
Show.
saying?
Because you know,
Welcome to the
they,
videos.
they were.
That's what I'm
hungry.
saying, just
those
leave it
actors
be.
were like hungry back then, so that's
Cool.
why
Yeah.
the acting was.
But they were
hungry.
actually
Good.
Because they were hungry, like
No, but they were
Everybody was
good.
hungry,
Yeah.
from the writer to the director, up and coming
Everybody was
actors and
good.
comedians.
now
they were
I feel like
all
it'll be a little
hungry.
bit watered down, like to see like another.
And
Boys in the
also,
Hood, Pay Down.
I don't wanna
what
see another
made
Boys in the
what
Hood.
made certain movies like Boys in the Hood, Above the Rim,
Above the Rim's good. Above the
what's
Rim's
another
good.
one? Juice.
Juice, Paid in Full.
Pay in Full.
The reason why those movies were so
Them shits were
It
like.
was made by us, for us.
it was right, but
Shout
on
out to
top
John
of
Singleton, 'cause
that,
then he
on
doing
top
Boys in the
of
Hood.
that,
That was that.
right,
Rest in peace.
R.I.P.
there was real in again.
Oh,
Oh,
don't
shit.
forget Higher Learning. That was
Higher
extremely
learning. But
good.
in those movies, the Juices and
What's
the Boys in the
up,
Hood,
Morgan
there
Freeman?
was real California gangsters in those movies.
Right.
It wasn't extras that said, "Hey, you put on a blue shirt, you put
Right.
on a red shirt."
Right.
These was real Crips and Bloods and Vice Lords and Outlaws that was really
Right.
in that life. So it made the movie even more authentic.
Exactly. They're just
So yeah, like
accurate depictions.
right, leave these movies
Leave them
alone.
alone.
Even Don Cheadle, I forget the name of the movie. Don Cheadle was in a movie where he was playing a leader of the Crips. In that movie, they had real life Crips in the movie.
Which
there was
movie?
a scene. I can't remember the name of the movie. I honestly, when I get a chance, so I'll send it to you guys. But
Right.
Don Cheadle mentioned they're on set, and he had to, of course, recite his lines. They're in a car, and there's a gentleman behind him. And what Don Cheadle was supposed to say to the gentleman, because he had said something out of pocket, and Don Cheadle tells him to shut the fuck up. This is in the script. This is in his lines. This real life, I'll say BG at the time, baby gangster. He tells Don Cheadle, "Who you talking to? I'll smoke you right now in his car." They're on movie set in the car. And Don Cheadle's just reciting his lines, and he's like, "Who are you talking to?" So stuff like that made these movies very
Authentic.
real, and
Even the,
authentic, and you appreciated it.
Even the music videos, because
Yeah.
Michael Jackson used to have real thugs and real gangsters
Right.
in his videos.
Right? He had real
Also.
Crips in his
Bad.
video.
Just in case.
Bad and in
He was
Beat
like-
It.
Hey,
I hate them.
Bad in Bad Beat
the
It.
video
They
where he
all
had
had
the
real-
the checkered black and blue shirt on, and he was running the "Hey pretty baby."
That's the way you make it
The
feel.
wait, yeah.
It was real Crips in that video.
He had real thugs in Beat It, and he had real thugs in Bad. But there's no level of authenticity anymore.
None.
Yeah.
Everybody's
None.
pretty much doing the same thing, and that's the
Faking it.
problem. Which is more of a reason leave these
Actually, you know whose
classics alone.
music
Let us
videos-
have the classics,
You know, his
please.
music videos are pretty good. The Babies. I don't know if you ever watched them. But
Fucks with the Babies.
Because he's creative.
Yeah.
That's why they good.
Good. I wasn't expecting that.
That's
Especially
why
the
they're
one that
good.
look Fucking
some
play.
shit with some bop in it.
Like it ain't just ass shaking, so I can appreciate
Right,
it.
right.
It's he actually thinking. He actually
Yeah.
he thinks.
Yeah.
I can appreciate it.
Shout out to
Shout out
the
to
Babies.
Thank
Shout
you.
out to the baby.
Andre
This is
3000
old
too.
fat.
Before his
Hmm?
Andre 3000.
Yeah, I fucks with Andre 3000.
Yeah, he's in my top 5.
This was I like
Wait.
this episode. This was
Top 5
He's in my top 5.
But yeah, so
rappers.
Yes.
Perryverse, we appreciate
What is the
y'all.
fuck is your problem?
I want to know why you stopped.
Because I'm.
We can table that for another discussion.
No, shush. I want to know why she stopped.
Are we?
That's a fact.
What? Andre 3000 top
No,
five?
that we can say.
We can wrap this up and we can talk about that later.
And then we can talk about the soul.
All right, hurry up. Turn this off.
All right.
Pettyverse, we appreciate y'all tuning in. Click that subscribe button. Follow. Drop your comments down below.
Check us next time.
Ew.
Welcome to the Petty House.
Bye.